Well, it's funny because I've been writing for 20 years. I started with Rosato, and I guess in more recent years, you always want to try to, especially you're trying to grow, especially in this environment, in this economy, and as an author, you don't want to really, I don't want to say an artist because that sounds pretentious, but you really want to see if you can do different things. So for a while I left Rosato behind, which was a wonderful series and I loved it, and the truth is I kind of missed it. And then what sort of happened in short is that my kid grew up and moved away, and I was like, I had a lot more time on my hands. And I have no social life, which seems to be a thing that never changes. So in any event, I'm like, I know how to fill my time. And I had missed these characters. And a lot of people had the emails always like, we love your new book, but when is Rosato coming back? So it's come back in Accused, October. What it's like to go back to those people, it really is like your high school reunion, only great. Like all the guys are still great looking, they're auditioning you. That's probably the wrong approach. But the bottom line is, it's old friends. I mean, and I really wanted to, I sort of thought it was important for me to kind of have some routine, a little bit, I was sort of, what am I writing an emotional thriller now? Am I writing Rosato? So now I have sort of a little routine. I kind of like it. I can plan a writing schedule, which is basically every day. But every October, a Rosato book will come out. The next one's going to be start with a B.
Nice.
Get it? Because
pick it up. She's on W.
Sue Grafton does not own the alphabet, and I'm happy to follow.
She's almost done with the
alphabet. She's almost done,
yeah.
Right? And so I thought, start again. And in a way, I think I'm happy the way the book turned out because it felt really fresh. And as an author, it's a different discipline. To write a series over time is examining characters over 15 years. 15 years. When you're writing a standalone, which I love doing those too, they're the ones that come out in April, that's 300 pages. It's an entirely different exercise. So you sort of, all this marketing aside, it really is about the writing in the end, and it keeps you on your writing toes. It's simple as that. Honestly, look, I have been writing for 20 years, as I say, and I have watched my career grow. That means it's very recent memory for me to be like, in a book, no bookstore wants you, nobody reviews you, there's no line, I'm grateful. I'm lucky. I'm not stupid. I know that. So I sort of feel really lucky to be able to do this job. It supported my daughter. It supports me. And it's what I love. I mean, I love to yap and tell stories. And now I just write them down, and I love writing. I also love, frankly, that these images women are in the culture. These are really, I think they're very women like me. They're like all of us. We're sort of special in our own ways, and we have a lot of resources, and we don't always get the spotlight when we're in a novel we're the girlfriend or the wife. Sometimes we should get to be the star. And in Accused, it's all women law firm, and they're the stars. It's true. I mean,
it's
the last
book. It's not just women necessarily.
No, in fact, that was a real stretch for me, the last emotional thriller, as they're called, to write about a male main character. I mean, I'm divorced twice. I don't have the men thing figured out. But I also thought, if you're afraid to write it, you should write it. And I wanted to see if I could try to do it, especially a returning vet, a guy who sort of feels a little second banana, and did the research. I mean, I found an army surgeon who sat down with me, and that became kind of my go-to guy, and to write that book. And it was really, don't go, and I was really proud of it.
Yeah. So you're also writing with your daughter now, so you're squeezing in all these other new books, and you write this column for the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Well, the books are actually a compilation of the columns.
Right.
And then we write extra for the books.
So what's it like writing with your daughter?
It's totally a gas. We did it because I was Miss Derma Bombeck, basically. And I was like, and also I thought, why can't I just write funny, I like to be funny, about my life? And then we start to write about our relationship, because I think a lot of mother-daughters, you're a family man, you're tight, but sometimes you're loggerheads, and which is a fancy word for saying want to kill each other. And so we started to write these books. I don't edit her. So in a sense, we don't write per se together. I write about something, and then we put them all in a book, and she writes about her things. Often we are writing about each other, but we don't edit each other at all. And then when we put them in the book, like the last title was Meet Me at Emotional Baggage Claim. We noticed when we put them together that, wow, I wrote a column about reading obituaries, and she wrote a column about reading wedding announcements. And I was like, I can't remember the last time I read a wedding announcement. She's like, I would never read the obituaries. And it's sort of like, I think it strikes a chord with people.
So tell everybody what her name is.
Her name is Francesca Saratella.
Francesca. And so no problems writing together as mother-daughter?
None at all. I mean, I think it would be different if we tried to edit, and she's writing a novel that she's working on now. And perfect example, I'll look it over, and I think everything she does is great. I mean, we all have a refrigerator for a reason, right? It's plastered with our kids' stuff. But like she said to me once, you know, I can probably find an editor, but I really only do have one mother. And I guess sort of being a single mom, and it's always sort of been, we are best friends. She doesn't need me to fly spec her. And the truth is, I think the job of any parent, as you well know, is to help kids find their voice. And I mean that in every sense. You're not trying to make your kid be you. She doesn't write like me. I think she writes better than I do in lots of ways, and she's a more, a lyrical, more slower, more deliberative. It's very poetic, the way she writes. I'm like a car chase. So it's sort of like, where is it? And you wonder, and when you read those books that we write, they're both funny because she's funny. But we're funny about different things and we're funny in different ways.